Short form content can be a lead generator, but not necessarily a converter. So you need to make sure you have a long form content strategy where you can walk people through the entire buying journey in order for them to become a client. Are you feeling burnt out from social media, posting every day and not making consistent sales? You're in the right place. My name is Kirsten. I'm the creator of $1 Million Email, and I help coaches and service providers to hit their first 100K to $1 million, reduce their social media presence, and increase their piece using email marketing without a big audience, complicated funnels, or a bunch of freebies. And in this video, I'm going to show you why you need to be focusing on email marketing in your business above all else right now, no matter what income level you're at. First and foremost, and you've probably heard this many times, platforms change. Social media changes all the time. That means you can lose an entire platform overnight and then lose your entire audience. Having an email list gives you a list of leads that you actually own so that no matter what happens with a platform, you still have an audience to sell to. So above all else, you need to make sure you are, even if you stay on social media, you need to make sure that you are building a list outside of it. But even aside from that, platforms change so much, which means there is always a learning curve that you're going to have to overcome that can impact your sales. For example, I will never forget when Instagram released Reels. I was in the middle of a launch. I hadn't yet been really focusing 100% on email marketing. I was growing my list. I was focusing on it a lot, but not enough. And I was in the middle of a launch. They had just released Reels and I had no idea how to use it in a way that could actually work and convert. And my launch tanked because the algorithm completely shifted. Everyone that was able to hop on really quickly and know exactly what to do, as I tend to be slower to those things, they immediately were getting pushed in the algorithm. My stuff was not getting seen and I had to rely on email, and thankfully I had it and I was able to still make sales. But because I was still reliant on social media, it really impacted things. Then I had to go on and learn how to actually do a reel. I still don't feel like I've learned how to do reels, because after that I was oh no. I am focusing 100% on email marketing now. But that's a perfect example of there's always a learning curve, while with email marketing, there's an extremely low learning curve. For example, there is a reason why in every single industry, email marketing is the highest converting strategy. It's because it's barely changed. In the decades that it's been around, it has barely changed. Platforms have barely changed. It's still just sending words to people at the end of the day. The permissions haven't changed that much. Things have not changed that much. And so email marketing and the platforms that you use email marketing for have a very low learning curve, which means you can rely on it without stressing about the new platform that's coming out or the one that's changing. On top of that, your audience has more questions than short form content can actually answer. Your audience needs long form content in order to become a client. Short form content can be a lead generator, but not necessarily a converter. So you need to make sure you have a long form content strategy where you can walk people through the entire buying journey in order for them to become a client. For example, on social media, who knows what post your client is getting at any time from you? They're not working through a full campaign, a full sales experience with you from start to finish. What your offer is, who it's for, how it helps, all the different questions they may have along the journey as they're considering buying. You don't get that sequencing, if you will, on social media and with short form content. They just get whatever post was performing well is whatever one they get. And so they're not able to walk through an actual sales sequence with you. While with email marketing, think about what they're getting in their inbox. They are getting a full sequence of content that walks them through the buyer's journey really, really seamlessly, and they're able to peruse it all in their inbox, as opposed to, you did a live video that answered this question, and then a carousel that answered this question, and they have to figure out and piece together what your offer is and how it helps them. That is why you need to be focusing on email marketing, because you need to be working people through a proper sales sequence so that you get more buyers. Last but definitely not least, I find that when my clients start focusing on email marketing above all else in their business, they start actually thinking like a CEO. When you are focusing on email marketing, you are making a very strategic business model decision. You are saying, I am not going to build my business on a temporary platform. I'm going to build my business in a way where it can sustain itself regardless of what platforms are changing, coming in, coming out, etc. And you are creating a huge bank of content that you can use anywhere that you want. For example, this YouTube video right here, it's from an email that I already wrote. When you're focusing on email marketing, you are just becoming more efficient and more sustainable in your business. And that's why you need to be focusing on it more than anything. Something I always say is millionaires write emails, and they start before they even hit 100K. Before I even hit my first 100K in business, I was focusing on email marketing because I knew I need to make sure I'm building my business in a way that the millionaires are, right? They're focusing on email marketing. They're using everything else as a happy bonus. I need to make sure I'm doing that as well. And that helped me hit my first 100K to $1 million faster than I even expected. My program $1 Million Email teaches you how to grow your email list with high quality leads and write words that sell no matter how small your email list is. You will learn the exact strategy myself and my clients have used to hit our first 100K to $1 million in business peacefully and without fancy content creation required. If you want to learn how to do this, make sure you join today.